But we keep that shit going. It's only us. It's nobody else other than, in other states. No other reason. It's us here. We'll be like, oh, West Coast is we falling off. We don't got no artists, and these artists is dead, or these artists ain't doing this, or I need more art. I need more from this artist, or when this artist comes out, oh, his album was whack. Oh my God, it's like there's no fucking support there from us.
And it's easier too, right? Somebody like whoever, somebody YG got a certain fashion or whatever. Motherfuckers, even if you from the West Coast, will do their best not to dress like YG now. Even from the West Coast, they want to go dress like somebody from the East Coast because it's a little too close to do it at home. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's not necessary. This is a wide ass conversation that we might not have time for. But the truncated version is our culture is just different, and it's not going to be ever understood.
Yeah,
it's never going to be accepted, ever. The reason being is because they're dressing like them is because they're dressing like they follow culture from the other side because it's black people. If you look at radio and television is the best way to look at metrics in a city because it tells you what the demographic of that city is. So you know how like when we get them census, you ever heard, you know what the census are? So when you fill out those census, a lot of black people don't fill that shit out. What that does is hurt your community because now you're not being counted in the numbers. So when we don't fill out, when we don't vote, when you don't register, when you don't participate in local government, that messes up the music. I'll explain how. The census is a direct indicator on how they look at the city and distribute budgets and programs to the inner city, whether that be a music or a sports program, stuff like that, right? So our demographic in LA is 80% Mexican, 7% black, the number 7. We make up 7% of the population from a Los Angeles broadcast, a media standpoint, right? So that's infants to senior citizens, all encompassing. I'll paint you a better picture. Picture Dotweiler Beach, right? Then you go all the way east to the 710 freeway. You got that on the map?
Yeah.
Then you go north to the 10 freeway, right?
Yeah.
Then you go south to South Bay, San Pedro. Yeah. That's where all the black people are.
that's crazy. That's real.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure,
Okay.
for sure, yeah.
There's no other market like this where all the black people make up 7% of the population and they're overshadowed by everything else. So the job of an artist that's centrally or located in LA is you have to make a song. You have to make one song that Mexicans love and black people in a bando in Atlanta can appreciate, and a black dude riding the subway can relate to, and a nigga that's doing a slab show in Texas can relate to, and a nigga in Chicago on the south side of Chicago. That's extremely difficult to do.
So what should we do to help? Should we be more proactive and just like you going in the studio like, man, that shit trash. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
but yes
but
and
it's
no.
a lot of people emotions is in it if we go into that because I don't like niggas.
But that could also be the
being-
problem.
You know
Niggas,
what I mean?
just anybody going in the studio telling
So
somebody.
you have to go
Yeah.
in with education.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is I've been doing this for the last. Me and Pun had this conversation when he started League of Stars. That's why you could do a problem or League of Stars set, or you could do a mustard set, and everybody knows what that sounds like. It's like, oh yeah, this shit all slap. Yeah, it's tempo.
What's up, guys? Join the millions of fans that played on Underdog last year with the pick-em game you could win by making sports picks. It's time to turn those takes into cash by going higher or lower on players. Stats like touchdown, receiving yards, interceptions, and much more. You can win up to 1,000 times your money. Sign up now, deposit using promo code FMW to get up to 1,000 in bonus, cash, and a free pick, baby. Let's go, Underdog! Woo!
Everybody making these slow ass songs. They making all double time records. A lot of producers don't actually know how to play instruments nowadays. No knock. I produce. I don't know how to play instruments. But because they don't know how to play instruments, they don't have the education to go along with producing the music. So you might make a song that's like let's say Niggas in Paris. Niggas in Paris is 70 BPM, but it's produced at 140, meaning double time. A lot of producers make their shit in double time and like, oh, they program their bass, but they do that so the drums and the hi-hats move faster, right? So when they making a song, they be like, man, this shit fast, it's 140. No, it's 70. I only know one person that can make a 140 bass line, and his name is Mark Hoppus from Blink-182, right? A real nigga playing a real guitar can't play it at 140 BPM for 3 minutes. That's also why you go to festivals and you standing there and everybody jumping around, and then after 15 seconds they back standing on the barricade waiting for you to count to 3 again, because that's not a sustainable way to make the music where it translates widespread. It's good for a festival and it's good for your show, but I'm not just in my car moshing.
Right.
So what you want to do is try to create music that's a soundtrack, the soundscape for your life. We don't live our life at 70 BPM. We live our life at 100 BPM.
And that's the reason why I don't get with all this information. How wouldn't you do a project? Because
I agree with you.
right, it's like you.
Well, I was gonna do one. I'll be honest with you. I was gonna do one. They offered me. I got offered 2 record deals before.
Okay.
I turned them both down because one was a big situation. They wanted me to come in. I was gonna have a salary, a check, and I was gonna give me my own label, and they was gonna give me a artist deal and all that.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, is because of my faith. I don't want to be Cali.
You don't gotta be though, because to me, it's like the fact that you care that much, right? So if any, I think in any business, whether it's a lawyer, a manager, I don't give a fuck who it is, a parent, whoever's getting nurtured and catered or grew is they want somebody that truly care, right?
Which is why I would go in more of an executive role and not an artist. I don't care enough to be an artist.
Okay, but the project will still get out though. Even if it's an executive.
I've overseen projects, and the
Okay.
projects have been successful.
Okay.
But I'm not going to. To be honest, I'm not a salesman. I never have been. I'm really dry. I'm kind of like nonchalant. I'm gonna go on the radio station and be like, man, y'all can play this shit or not. Like, I don't really give a fuck. It's hard. It's slap.
And it take a lot to make a project too.
You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily care to be an artist that way. I'm more so am trying to help. I don't want it to be. It ain't about me. I'm not trying to be like the guy who puts out the records and have hits. And again, going back to the drama, if I'm not finna chase Cali, why should I do albums?
Right. And that's just a real process.
If I'm not playing for a chip, I'm not playing. That's how I look at life.
And that's a process, bro. You done saw a cue, like, you got to have your heart in the project process. Like, if your heart ain't in that shit, to sit there and make a
which
project.
is noble, respect for sure.
So he basically like, if my
saying
heart
like
ain't in it, I
not
ain't
don't
doing
do
it.
it. Yeah, I get it.
I'm not doing it if I'm not finna play for the chip.
All right,
right
but
now,
you will do it if you got into the mindset of playing for the chip. You will.
I'm
do
gonna go. It's different.
Okay.
Right now, Big Boy, Sway, Charlemagne. After that, then I'll figure out where everything else is. But I'm not. I play in these arenas, but I'm not. That's also why I'm not. I don't look at it like. I don't look at competition either like that, because we're not even playing the same game. Like, I'm not competing with other DJs.
Yeah.
If you go back on my Twitter 10 years, Jamie Foxx is always my goal, which is crazy because he's an entertainer.
Yeah.
So Jamie Foxx to me has always been my goal, and the reason why I say that is because if Jamie Foxx got a radio show, he got a stand-up special, he got albums, he got Oscars. He's in movies. If he told me, if Jamie Foxx came and selling this show and he was like, yo, I'm finna drop a book, that wouldn't be surprising to you. If he said, I'm finna be the new morning show, that wouldn't be surprising to you. If he said, I got a movie coming out, that wouldn't be surprising to you. That's what my goal is.
Yeah, same thing with Will Smith, same thing with Martin, same thing with those people. Yeah, I fuck with it.
Nah, definitely not on Martin, but yeah, I get what you're saying though.
Yeah.
It ain't Martin. Martin ain't make no records.
No, well, no, he ain't make no records,
no
but
hits.
he damn near.
no albums.
Yeah, he just ain't make no albums.
It's
But
my I know you got
James
no,
Fox.
No, it's all good.
what's with effective immediately and everything. Salute to Gina.
Yeah.
You. How did this come to be? Like, what about? Did you and your Silas? Silas, because he manages her too, right?
Yeah.
So, like, did y'all go after her and say like, "Oh, okay, I see something here," or did it just like, how did that come together?
Well, Gina was special because this is like maybe like 5 years ago or something. Our homegirl Sade, Gina always been around like doing her thing, but our homegirl Sade, over at Netflix, she was like, yo, she just hit the group chat one day. Was like, what are we doing with Gina Views? We didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. Like, what you mean? What we doing? Gina Views is fine. She doing her ciphers and like, you know, we support her or whatever. She's like, no, y'all need to go help her. I'm like, I'm never arrogant to think that people want me to come on their show or want my help or want my input or want my thoughts, which is why I don't volunteer thoughts. Even when I go in the studio, I don't just pull up and be like, that shit whack. I don't say nothing unless you ask me. So I'm not, because my ego is not there. I've removed my ego completely out of my life. So when then she's like, yo, we need to do something with Gina Views, I'm like, do what? Like, she doing her shit. Nah, y'all need to go do something. Like, go figure it out. So then me and Sal was just like, I don't know what the fuck she talking about. So I just called her one day. I was like, hey, like, you need something? And she just is like, she was just blown that I called her. And it was just like, you know, because she had looked up to me, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think it's like 5 years ago or something. And I was like, well, you know, I got a team and I just want to offer my team to you. You know what I'm saying? And anything I could do to help you or whatever you need me to do, good, bad, or ugly, like, you know, let's do it.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, I put her on the line with my team, and then we just been rocking ever since. And she went over there with y'all, and we always wanted to do something, but it just never made sense because I was at the radio station.